HorrorDeconstruction.
What's up, everybody? It's the HorrorDeconstruction. You can find us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, but most likely on YouTube. Give us a like, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell icon. Hit that share icon. Let people know about the show with your host, Comp, for this solo deconstruction, 31 Days of Horror for the month of October. We'll see ya Halloween. So anyway, today's film is VFW 2019. A group of old war veterans put their lives on the line to defend a young woman taking shelter in their local VFW post, who's running from a deranged drug dealer and his relentless army of drug-addled punks. Directed by Joe Bagos, written by Max Bralliere and Matthew McArdle, starring Stephen Lang, William Sadler, and Fred Williamson. So, having seen the trailer for this movie a while back, VFW, I was like, okay, cool. It was doing that thing that most modern horror films are doing, where they're like, they're just exploiting what people think the 80s was, and by putting a lot of neon lights and having synth music and over-the-top gore. I don't remember like 80s movies being this gory, but then again, you can watch like RoboCop, and the gore that happens is just like, Jesus. I guess Jason movies and stuff like that. Even those aren't as gory as these films. And so anyway, this is obviously, it's an attempt to do a new version of a John Carpenter film. Does it do it? No, it absolutely doesn't do it. And the director Joe Bagos, I sort of liked his film Bliss. Joe Bagos has an issue with like writing women or something like that, or just like it's. I don't think it's like a male thing, like a misogynist thing. I think it's just that the two women that I've seen in his movies, like, although the guys don't fare any better, but then it might just be the actor. So I'm only taking this off of two films, so I don't mean to do a blanket statement, but like the lead in Bliss was this whiny character. The main character of that Bliss was this girl who was just like the worst. The worst. She's such a fucking horrible character. You were like happy when that bitch exploded at the end of that shit. And then at the end, and then in this one, like the character who like causes the problems for everybody, we're supposed to root for her, and she's like a fucking annoying asshole too. Like she's like a piece of shit, and I'm like, oh my god, like have some other like girl here or woman here to act be normal, because the way that they're written is so fucking shitty, and you're just like, oh my god, throw her to the fucking mutants or whatever. But anyway, this film deals with this young girl whose sister. Well, the young girl's not the main character. It's like Stephen Lang, the hero of the Don't Breathe movies, who attacks people with his turkey baster filled with his hot jizz. But anyway, I'm just gonna say how the storyline goes. So this young girl is looking for a sister who's drugged. This is like some sort of weird alternate future reality where people. Well, I guess it can't be really that different from now. But all these people are like hooked up on drugs, and there's this kingpin, and the bad guys are just like the worst sort of cheap, like they're almost like Trauma level bad guys, or it's just like over the top. But at least Trauma, they hired bad actors. This, they hired, I guess, okay actors, and then it's just like it just looks cheap, because like the bad guys here are these dudes who like wear studded jackets and like studded shirts, and there's like this woman who like some sort of BDSM queen. They just look all like they just like the worst type of Trauma bad guys. But at least the Trauma bad guys are funny. These guys like taking themselves fucking seriously, and it just looks ridiculous. And I think she steals. The sister finds her sister. The girl finds her sister dead after she kills herself because she couldn't get another hit or something like that. And then all these people are like drugged up because this drug makes them like either like completely knocked out or into raving maniacs that want to eat people. I don't know what the fuck this drug does. It just makes people crazy. She runs over to this VFW, which is like it's like a bar run by Stephen Lang, and like it's I guess it's supposed to be like those Stallone movies, The Expendables. Like it's supposed to be like these 80s who's who sort of actor. So it has Stephen Lang, who's always good in everything. That guy's really fucking good. Obviously, if you know, he's from Avatar. He played Colonel Quaritch in that, and obviously he plays Mr. Turkey Baster Man in Don't Breathe movies. William Sadler, obviously Death from Bill and Ted and a whole bunch of other movies, as Walter Reed. Fred Williamson, who got into trouble behind the scenes making this movie because apparently he was like, this is from what I read. Now, this is allegedly, but apparently it was confirmed by a bunch of people, but you just find out what he was saying to the makeup artists. for the fact that the makeup artist quit because he said some really fucked up shit to them, which is like sexual harassment and stuff. But I mean, I'm not saying that. This is what I read in the report. Go read the report. There was a big old fucking thing about the producers of these movies getting in trouble for shit like this. Martin Kove as Luke Clayton, if you know him, he's the guy who was the asshole coach in the Karate Kid movies. At least the first one. I think now he's in Cobra Kai, so you can watch him in that. David Patrick Kelly, who was the asshole in the Warriors. You know, Warriors come out and play, yay! That guy. Even George Wendt, Norm from Cheers, is in this bad boy. Good for him. And then there's a young guy named Tom Williamson who playing Sean Mason. So it is that type of film where they all go and they attack this small bar, and it's like, I don't know. It didn't work for me, man. It just was like, Stephen Lang's great. All the old dudes were great in this movie. The girl character was a piece of shit because she put these motherfuckers in that. She put them in that situation, and obviously these are guys who, like, don't want to deal with it. But then they're like, you know, who the fuck are these people? We went to war. We should be able to kick their asses. So it's just them fighting drug-addled weirdos. But it's like, what's weird is that From Dusk Till Dawn only used one sort of small location. And they did it. Like, they did it right. Like, the whole fight at the end was great. Because Tarantino and I don't know why I'm forgetting, Robert Rodriguez knew how to stage that film. Here, it feels like it's even smaller. It is small because it's a fucking bar. It's a small bar. And it feels even smaller and even more insignificant of a story. And then when they're fighting the monsters and shit, and obviously they all get picked off until certain characters survive at the end. But it just feels cheap. It just feels like, and obviously they don't have the money that they had to make From Dusk Till Dawn, but you can get around it by going to other parts of the bar or something. It seems like they only stay in one fucking area in the bar. And it's just boring. It's just like, all right, whatever. If Stephen Lang's cool, I like him, but I really did not give a shit about anything. I was like, if Stephen Lang makes it out, then that's fine. And with this type of film, you know that's going to happen. The bad guys are just boring. The core guys are good, you know what I mean? But they're wasted in this film, and it just seems like it's just like a dumb movie. And I feel bad that he just dismissing a film and saying it dumb. It has obviously a good soundtrack. All these synth movies, you can just press one button on a fucking keyboard and you got the whole soundtrack there. And the coloring is good. It's shot really well. Cinematography is good. But other than that, there's nothing special about this movie. And they're trying to do John Carpenter, but it is like current John Carpenter. It's not like good John Carpenter. So with that, I would give this movie a 4 out of 10. Wanting to get your fix from the bad guy who's shirtless wearing a leather jacket, and when you can't get it, take a flying leap off of a short area. And with that, this has been the Horror Deconstruction.
The Horror Deconstruction.